Florida Congressman Alan Grayson, who's gained a reputation as a liberal firebrand, is running for the Senate seat being vacated by Marco Rubio. He's received endorsements from some prominent progressive organizations like the Progressive Campaign Change Committee and Democracy for America, while Democratic establishment types have backed his opponent, Congressman Patrick Murphy. That includes Senate Minority Leader Harry Reid, who didn't just endorse Murphy, but back in February called on Grayson to drop out due to an ongoing ethics investigation into his financial activities, and who said Grayson has, quote, no moral compass. This week, Reid spoke to the Congressional Progressive Caucus, of which Grayson is a member. Grayson used the opportunity to confront Reid and even demand that Harry Reid say his name. Sources told NBC's own Alex Seitz-Wald that it got so heated that Reid's staff brought in his security detail. And when Grayson demanded to know why Reid had disparaged him in the media, Reid reportedly replied, "Because it's true and I want you to lose." Here's how Harry Reid's office explained the exchange. Quote, Senator Reid has said that Grayson is under ethics investigation and appears to be running a Cayman Islands hedge fund from his congressional office in order to line his own pockets because these things are true, as established by 74 pages worth of evidence from the Congressional Ethics Committee, unquote. Indeed, the Office of Congressional Ethics found that there is, quote, substantial reason to believe that Grayson improperly mixed his official role in the running of fund, including by permitting the fund to use his name while he was a congressman. The committee is investigating further to determine whether Grayson broke any House ethics rules or any federal laws. And joining me now from Orlando, Florida, is Congressman and candidate for the U.S. Senate, Alan Grayson. So, Congressman, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Let's start with that confrontation with Harry Reid that made so much news this
first
week.
You have to start by correcting.
We've got to start with that.
You got to start with correcting the record, Joy.
We're going to talk about the substance of it. Wait, hold on. We're going to talk about the substance of it.
You just did to me, Joy, exactly what Harry Reid tried to do. You smeared me. Okay.
No,
What actually happened is the Office of Congressional Ethics said that there may possibly have been some violations. They turned that over to the Ethics Committee. The Ethics Committee decided not to form an investigative subcommittee. In every single case where the Ethics Committee decided not to form an investigative subcommittee, there was no official sanction ever. Ever, Joy, ever.
This investigation is, in fact, ongoing. You agree with that, right? It's not over. This is not a closed case. It's an ongoing ethics investigation.
Joy, listen to me. As I just told you, they decided not to form an investigative subcommittee. In the entire history of the Office of Congressional Ethics involving hundreds of cases, there has never been a case where there was an official sanction where they didn't form an investigative subcommittee. So that's it, Joy. You and Harry Reid both need to stick to the truth.
Well, let's stick to the truth. Let's talk about the substance of the allegations, since you don't want to talk about your confrontation with Harry Reid. Let's go and look at
I'll talk about that
hold on
also
a second.
if you like,
I have to actually ask you
make sure the
questions.
record's
For this to be a conversation, I have to actually be able to ask you a question, and then you can answer. That way we're having an exchange that people can actually hear and understand.
Joy, you're forcing a lot of bad facts and untruths into your questions, and I have to stop you and correct you each time. That's what's actually happening.
No, that's not actually what's happening. I'm going to ask you a question, and then we're going to try to get you to answer.
I just gave you a good example.
So I'm going to show you a doc tear that's going to show you actually the documents from the fund that you created, that your face is on and that your name is on. These are from 2013. Hold on. These are from 2013.
I didn't create the documents. They're not from my hedge fund.
Is this not from your hedge fund? Because your face is on it, your name is on it. So those are not yours.
So what? If you Google my name, you'll see a lot of pictures of me.
So you're saying this is not from a hedge fund that you created or had anything to do with? This is not your hedge fund.
That's correct.
Then someone has created, you're saying someone has created false, phony documents with your face and your name that say Alan Grayson, member of Congress, and you're saying this isn't real.
Listen, do you read the New York Times? Do you think that every picture that appears in the New York Times is a picture that the person who's depicted actually created? This isn't a picture from the New York Times. This is actually the brochures from the hedge fund, which was called the Grayson Fund. There you go again, Joy.
This is the brochure.
Joy, you are completely misinformed.
So you're saying that these are, okay, hold on, I'm going to go back again.
That was not a document.
You're saying that is not the marketing documents from your hedge fund. It isn't.
No,
they're not. Can we put the picture up again?
That is correct. They're not.
Then what is this?
What are we looking at? Just like Harry Reid smearing me.
What are we looking at then? What is that we're looking at? Because it says Alan Grayson, member of Congress.
It looks to me like it's a performance report prepared by a third party. But you just said that it was a document that I prepared and the hedge prepared. That's simply not correct.
Why would a third party write?
Like
hold on. Let me read a quote from the same exact document, and it doesn't say it's a third party. It says, we capitalize on markets in turmoil due to economic, political, or natural disasters. This is not a third party report. This is actually a piece of marketing material from the hedge fund.
No, it's not. Listen, show me one person who ever actually received that document before you call it marketing. To whom is it marketing?
To potential clients, to potential investors in your hedge fund.
Nobody has been contacted by my investment partnership since I was elected to Congress. Joy, why do you perpetuate these lies this way?
These documents are from 2013. Because this is what,
no, actually,
this is your hedge fund with your name on it.
If you look at the metadata for that document didn't even exist in 2013.
But it's dated 2013.
That document was created in 2016.
It's dated 2013.
Go ahead and investigate that.
Okay,
yes,
you're saying, hold on.
Isn't that interesting, Joy? Isn't it interesting the document has a date on it 2013 and it wasn't even in existence until 2016?
It's a document dated 2013 with your name on
Joy,
it, with the name of the Grayson Fund. And you're saying that the Congressional Ethics Committee made up this document, that essentially this document that's contained in a 74-page ethics report is invented.
No, it's not. It's not in that report. You know, you are
this
just
is what they're
coming
referring
up
to
with
in the report.
one lie after another after another. It wasn't in the report.
Then what is the report about? What are those 74 pages referring to, sir? What did they write 74 pages about?
As I was trying to explain to you, my political opponent had a supporter of his file a spurious ethics complaint against me. It was filed with the Office of Congressional Ethics. The Office of Congressional Ethics is a conveyor belt. It's like the Little League of Ethics. They take virtually everything they receive, they pass it on to the Ethics Committee, which is the major leagues. The Ethics Committee has decided not to form an investigative subcommittee. That's where we are right now. Why do you feel compelled to spread these lies?
I feel compelled to read from a 74-page ethics report that is, sir, about you. But you've made some news today.
No, you didn't read from the report.
You have said that this report is fictional, that the actual photos we showed of the market.
Again.
You're saying it's not real. But you're saying that the marketing materials are not real.
You just showed a document that has a date on it of 2000. They weren't even marketing documents. You just showed a document on that's dated 2000. That it says 2013. The document didn't even come into existence until 2016, according to the metadata on the document. What does that tell you?
Okay,
you're a journalist. What does that tell you?
My last question to you, sir, is that the other allegation in the 74-page report was that a member of your congressional staff actually worked on as a part of this fund. Did they? Did anyone from your congressional staff do any work on this hedge fund?
I have one employee who works for the fund 1 day a week. She works for the government 4 days a week, and she's paid accordingly. That's how she spends her time, and that's what she does. There's nothing wrong with that. There might be something wrong with that if she worked for the fund and she weren't paid by the fund. There might be a problem. But the fact is we scrupulously make sure that she's paid for the time she works for the fund by the fund. She's paid for the time she works for the government by the government. There's nothing wrong with that.
And do you believe that anything about this association with this hedge fund, which does work on issues involving countries that are in economic turmoil, et cetera, is that any conflict at all with your duties as a congressman?
Could you at least get your facts straight before you try to slime me on national TV? Okay. Is that asking too much?
Well, you know what? I think we've made some news here. You said that there's nothing to the 74-page ethics report. We will certainly await.
I just explained it to you. They didn't form an investigative subcommittee.
We will certainly await what the committee has to say. Thank you very much, Alan Grayson from Orlando, Florida.